Hello, my music-loving friends. As you can tell from the still at the beginning of this video, we're going to be making something where I'm using a lot of color. You don't need to use the same color that I do, but I suggest using some because it'll make it more fun and actually create some contrast that'll help you to understand. Now, before we make today's little booklet, we are going to fold and then cut this single piece of paper into 3 parts. And you're going to save all 3 of those because we're going to try not to waste paper as we're making our crafts here. You'll only need 1 today, and you'll put the other 2 aside so you have them when you make some other booklets. If you're the kind of person who really likes to be super precise, you can download the PDF that has the cut lines on it. But I am going to just fold the paper and show you how to do it without having to print something out. So turn your paper like this. When we put a piece of paper like this, this is called portrait orientation. You don't need to remember that, but if I use that term, you'll know why. And again, our goal is to fold it in thirds. That means we need 3 equal sections. So the best way to do that is to fold this part over and then to ask yourself, does this part and this part look even? And again, it doesn't need to be perfect, but if they look even, then you've got your thirds. So you see how I made my corner line up with the edge and this corner line up with the edge, and I'm holding it down, and I'm gonna smash this part a little bit. Now you can use your fingernail to make a hard crease, or you can use the handle of your scissors to make a hard crease, which is how I prefer to do it, so don't ruin my manicure. All right, so now we have 1 fold, and then we're gonna fold this piece this way so that we get our next fold. So I turned it a little bit because it's easier to hold it that way, but you're folding it right along that line. I'm going over this way. It's gonna come almost to the edge. You can see that mine's not perfect, and that is okay. We do not need to be perfect in our craft making. All right, so I've folded it over. I've gotten everything nice and straight and neat. So now I'm pressing it down and I'm smashing that side. And again, I'm gonna use my scissors like so to make a nice hard crease. Now, when we make our music crafts, sometimes we're making a fold because we want the paper to stay folded, but sometimes we're making a fold so that we just have lines either for organization or for cutting. So you see how I just kind of went backwards like this along that fold? I'm trying to make this paper be a little bit flatter. So now I have 2 lines here. Those are probably hard to see in the video, but you can see on yours the lines where you just folded. So then it's time to take your scissors and cut along those lines. All right, so here we go. As neatly as you can. Don't sweat it if something's not perfect. So there's 1, and then I have this other fold, and I'm gonna cut along there. Okay, so now I have 3 pieces of paper that are about the same size, and I only need 1 of them for today, so I'm putting the other 2 aside, but I'm not gonna lose them. I'm gonna save them for the other work that I'm doing on another day. So let's get right to it. I have it landscape, so it's going like this. And the first thing that we're gonna do is fold it side to side in half, and we're gonna do that 3 times. All right, so here we go. First time, line up the corners, press it down, start your fold, smash the fold. That's 1. Need 2 more of those, so here we go. Again, this way. Folding, pressing, good to go. 1 more time, folding it. All right, you see I just pinched it instead of pressing it to the table. At this size, it might be easier. And smashing that down. All right, so now I'm gonna open that up. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off 2 columns. Okay, so you see your fold lines. Here's a fold line, here's a fold line. And on that second fold line, I'm gonna cut that off, and that little scrap goes right in the recycling. All right, final fold for this little bit. We are gonna go top to bottom 2 times. So here we go, top to bottom, get the corners lined up. Start the fold. Give it a good solid crease. And then again, and this is one of those occasions where I think giving a little curl in your hands is a good idea. Then get those corners together. And this one does not want to do it. All right, there we go. I got it. Pressing it to the table, folding it up, and good hard crease. Now those are all just organizational lines, so I'm going to open that up. And now we have this beautifully organized piece of paper. And then these lines are going to help us to draw a nice, neat staff. But before we do any drawing on it, we're going to glue it into your book. So you know how I do. One side's going to be stick, one side's going to be liquid. Here we go. All right, so you have your piece of paper, and our goal is to glue it right in the middle on this side of your book. So I'm lining it up, seeing that it fits right there in the middle, a little bit of space before the fold, a little bit of space before the edge. Then putting some glue on it. And then I'm kind of holding it in that place, making sure I like how it's lined up. And then once I'm happy with it, I'm putting it down and then pressing from the middle out, from the middle out. And if you get a little wrinkle like I just did, just smash it down. It'll be fine.